In this video, I'll be going over why referrals don't work anymore, specifically for SWE 2 roles in New York City. And just to give you a little bit of proof that the recruiting and job searching strategies I teach actually work, here are the offers I got from Amazon as well as Google. So referrals don't work anymore for one big reason. And this reason is honestly kind of sad, but the good news is there is a new strategy that works instead of referrals. But first, before I even go into that new strategy, let's first understand why referrals don't work anymore. It's mainly because of this new website called Referral Hub, where you can straight up buy referrals at big tech companies. You can buy a referral at Adobe, Nvidia, Salesforce, Amazon, Stripe, Snowflake, all these top tech companies. You can just straight up buy referrals at them. And so it's super easy to get referrals now. You can buy the referral for the price of a couple Chipotle bowls. And so everybody and their mom has referrals at these big tech companies now. And if everybody has referrals, then nobody has referrals. And recruiters just don't care about referrals anymore. So recruiters have an internal system called ATS where they can see every candidate who has applied for a role. And ideally, the candidates with the referral are supposed to be flagged in the system, and the recruiter should pay more attention to them. But when hundreds, sometimes even thousands of applicants have a referral for a role, it's just meaningless. Referrals are completely useless, and they just don't work anymore in 2026. Maybe you've tried getting referrals and you still didn't land the interview, or maybe you're thinking about reaching out to some people to get a referral. I would say save your time, save your energy. It's just a complete waste of time. However, there is a new strategy. Instead of getting referrals, to get interviews at these top tech companies, especially if you're aiming for roles in New York City. And it's the exact strategy that got me these offers from Amazon and Google. What is that strategy? It's cold emailing recruiters, not messaging them on LinkedIn. That doesn't work either because they get tons of messages all day from people on LinkedIn, so they're not going to respond to yours. I'm talking about finding the recruiter's work email address and reaching out to them over there instead. This actually works. And I have a free guide on cold email. This is completely free. It's a 13-page guide that explains what recruiters to reach out to, how to find their email address, what to say in the email. And this is completely free, by the way. If you want access to this guide, just leave a comment below the video. It's a free guide on cold emailing recruiters that ultimately got me into Amazon and Google. So just leave a comment below the video and I will send this free cold email guide over to you. Now, there's a ton of things to know with cold email, right? What time of day to send the cold emails? How do you find the recruiter emails? What do you actually put in the subject line? What do you say in the email? Should you follow up if they don't respond? There's a lot of things to know when it comes to cold email, but there's one particular thing that's more important than all of the other parts. And it's how do you actually find the email address of a recruiter? It's not like recruiters just post their email address publicly online, right? Well, there is a free Chrome extension called Apollo, and this extension is amazing. So one of the biggest bottlenecks in cold emailing is actually getting the right email addresses. And this is a free Chrome extension called Apollo. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I just think it's a helpful extension for, getting interviews these days. And Apollo is a prospecting tool that surfaces work emails tied to LinkedIn profiles, guesses the format when the email is not explicitly listed, and lets you export contacts efficiently. And I know that sounds kind of weird. Let me just show you an example of how to find the email address of a recruiter from Google, because who wouldn't want to work at Google? So we go to Google's LinkedIn page. So we're on LinkedIn, we go to Google's page, and then we go to home. And if you go to the people tab, you can see every single employee that works at Google. So you can just type in recruiter and filter by title. And let's just click on the first recruiter here, our boy Zach Nowaki. I don't know who this guy is, but he looks cool. So we're on Zach's profile, and now we want to try and reach out to him so that we can potentially get an interview, but his email address is nowhere to be found, right? It's not like his email address is publicly listed here on his LinkedIn profile. So that means you might think that the only option is to just message him on LinkedIn, but please don't do that. Recruiters get thousands of messages per day on LinkedIn, so they practically just can't respond to people on LinkedIn. But if you message them in their work email inbox, they take it way more seriously because they're obligated for their job to check their work email every single day. And here's the magic sauce. Once you install the Apollo Chrome extension, it's completely free on the Chrome Web Store. Whenever you're on anyone's LinkedIn profile, this yellow button is going to pop up here, this yellow circle for anyone's LinkedIn profile. You want to go ahead and click it. Once you click it, you get the email address of the person whose LinkedIn profile you're looking at. So I can see Zach's Google email. It's znowaki@google.com. And I can even see his personal email. It's zachnowaki@yahoo.com. Just a quick disclaimer, please don't email a recruiter at their personal email address. That's kind of weird. That would kind of be a violation of their privacy. But emailing their work email address is completely fine. And recruiters have never ever had a problem with me cold emailing them. I've mentored hundreds and hundreds of engineers over the past few years. I've had all of them cold email recruiters, and not a single recruiter has ever said to them, like, hey, how'd you get my email address? This is unprofessional. No recruiter has ever said that. In fact, they like it when people cold email them because you're basically doing their job for them, right? The recruiter's job is to go out and find qualified candidates. And if you just put yourself right in front of them and say, hey, I'm qualified and here's why, you've just actually saved the recruiter time and energy from their actual job. So recruiters have no issue at all with people cold emailing them. And again, this is how I got offers from Amazon and Google. So you can see why I'm such a big advocate for this strategy, because I know that it works. It genuinely works for getting interviews from these top tech companies. Now there's one last final thing you need to know, and then I'm going to stop yapping, I promise. And it has to do with your resume. Cold email only works if your resume is 100% optimized and written in the best way possible. And the reason for that is when you're sending the cold email, you're going to have to attach your resume as a PDF to the email. And the recruiter is going to, skim your resume for 5 to 10 seconds and see if you're a good candidate before they even decide if you're worth responding to. So by the logical extension of that, your resume needs to be pretty good, like really optimized if cold email is going to work. If you send a cold email to a recruiter with a horrible resume that's written terribly, well, you're not going to have any success, even if you send 1,000 cold emails a day. And so you really need to make sure your resume is 1,000% optimized if you want a cold email to actually work for you. So I've got a separate video on the channel, which should be popping up somewhere soon, which goes over the exact resume template that big tech recruiters actually prefer in 2026 and even going into 2027. It should be popping up soon. Check out that video next so you can optimize your resume for big tech companies, and I'll see you soon.